Oh, good.
Some of its features and what you can do with it.
Okay, and you guys, well, we're going to wait also for a moment for everybody to get their wallets downloaded. And once you guys have your wallets downloaded, just let me know, or somebody just let me know if you're still downloading and say, still downloading.
Does it do you have guys desktop?
No, we don't have a desktop application. This is strictly mobile.
There's Wi-Fi over there.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'd recommend Electrum.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you use charger?
Yes, you can. Yes.
No Windows Phone apps.
Do you have a Windows version, Will?
Okay, so what do I do? Sign up now?
BlackBerry, I don't know. But I believe there is a Windows Phone app.
Can anybody from Airbitz hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Hey, guys, do we have a Windows version of the app? Everybody's asking right now.
Unfortunately, no Windows version at this point in time. This one's trying to run on the computer or on a phone.
Okay, that's fine. So we have Android and an iPhone or Apple version. So if you guys don't have either one of those phones, you're SOL tonight. But we can try something else for you with you all later. All right. So everybody got the app coming down? This one? Yeah, Airbitz. That's it. It's very pretty.
You can always use it with
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send that in.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Anyone who has Airbitz downloaded can try and take the money from this QR code next to my ear over here.
Oh, nice. But they don't know how to do
If I
that
steal
yet.
it from not Airbitz.
Nobody knows how to do that yet, though.
Let's see if they can figure it out. This will be fun.
This is good. Yeah, that's good. Well, I mean, we got 7 people downloading right now. Yours is coming down good?
18%.
18%? All right.
25%.
Everybody's downloading, so it's slow, and we're doing Google Hangouts, so it's real slow.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
We're taxing the system here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be better to switch.
Well, thanks for having us at Decentral, Freddie, and everybody there. We love talking to you all. So, and it's really cool to get to talk to a bunch of new folks on a night. You know, I mean, normally when we're talking to Decentral, there's lots of technical questions, and probably there's still a bunch of new folks with technical questions. But I always love talking to new people. So, thanks for having us tonight.
You're welcome. It's nice to have you. I don't even know how to request. Are you saying request from that QR code? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's like a private key, right? So if you can, try to find a way to sweep a private key with Airbitz, let's see if this is how challenging this can be. If it's
swipe it with Airbitz?
Yeah, well, you could try to swipe it with another app, but
Well, I know. I'm just trying to figure.
I could do that, but
I could do it. I could do it too, but I don't know how. I'm trying to. I'm really working hard to figure out how to use the wallet because I want that private key. Send request transactions settings. Settings. No, I don't want to exit. Okay, I exited it by accident anyway. Okay, Airbitz. Settings. No. Settings. No. Okay, I have.
I really think I did it.
You did? Are you using Airbitz wallet?
You don't have to do anything. You just put it up, and it works.
Oh, really? Oh, are you using Airbitz wallet though?
Yeah, Airbitz.
Okay, good. Very good. I can't get out of the settings menu right
Well,
now.
hurry up and sweep it.
I'm trying.
it's gone. That one's gone. That one's gone. There will be another one later. I've got 2 more, and I'll surprise you folks with when those come up. So, but one thing I know we want to do is kind of give a guided tour of the app, and we've got Paul, our CEO, Megan, our community manager, Nick, our business development business analyst, and myself to kind tag team the effort. So without further ado, I'm going to remove this QR code because it's already been taken. Congratulations to whoever did that. Keep an eye out for the next one, but for now I'm going to screen share the app and turn it over to Paul.
I've got like 25 cents.
In your wallet?
Yeah.
Oh, in your Airbitz wallet?
1,000 bits.
In your Airbitz wallet already?
That's all.
Yeah, I've scanned it from.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. Awesome. Well done.
Oh, cool. So I guess some of you already have it downloaded. Anyone not have downloaded yet?
Is everybody downloaded? I think so.
First step's downloading, and then the second step is creating an account. I wanted to walk you guys through the process of creating an account to kind of understand what it is that the application is doing for you, and also why there's a little bit of information that's asked of the user. And so, if Will, you want to pull out here, let's hit cancel. You're seeing actually a beta of our next release that's going to be coming out. So there might be a few screens that are slightly different on Will's phone than on what you see on your screen. Some colors might be a little bit different. But for the most part, the experience should be the same both on iOS and Android. So if you hit the sign up screen, and a button on the first screen should get username. So the username is just an arbitrary username. So note that unlike most financial application or financial services, there's no email required, there's no real name required. This is just the username to identify your account versus the potentially millions of accounts out there. And so just enter whatever you feel like entering there, first name, last name, or just your first name, a handle, nickname, whatever. And this username is actually not known by Airbitz. It's encrypted or hashed before it gets sent over to our servers for the highest level of privacy. And then just go ahead and hit next. And just like most accounts, we recommend creating a password and PIN. Most accounts require it, but for ease of use, you can actually, there's a little kind of an Easter egg inside of our application. You can actually enter just a PIN on this screen. Now, the danger in that is if you have only a username and PIN, that creates the account on your phone, but it doesn't back up the account onto our server, or at least you can't access the backup. So I recommend, if you have the time and you feel like you can easily create a password that fits the requirements, which 10 digits, upper lowercase number, that type of thing, then I recommend go ahead and entering a password. If that's the you kind of struggle with, you want to be able to sit down and create a good one, good unique one, write it down, then you can enter just the PIN on the screen. And so Will can just enter a PIN and you'll see that will create your account.
That's probably one of my favorite things about the wallet, actually. I recommend, like, it'd be great if we could highlight that. That'd be really good, because I think that's really, really cool. I didn't know you could do that.
That's really it. That's all it takes to create an account. Now, the way Will created the account was simply, don't go next yet, Will. So the way Will created an account was that you only use the PIN, so the app will remind you every time you log in the future, please create a password, because the password is what allows you to access your account from another device. That's the key thing. So if you lose your phone, username and password, you get access to another device. But without that password, it's only on your phone, and you wouldn't be able to access it from another device should you lose your phone. So next, we walk through some screens that basically ask you for access to various parts of your phone. So the first screen, which got skipped, was just access to your camera. And what that's needed for is to scan QR codes. That's how we send money person to person, is by accessing QR codes. This current screen that we're showing is enabling access to your contact list. What Airbitz uses your contact list for is strictly to help you tag your transactions. So if you send money over to Freddie, you can type in Freddie, and if he's in your contact list, you type FR, and then it auto-completes the remainder. And really, this is 100% private. Nobody sees this other than yourself. And there's an interesting misunderstanding in the technology space. People assume that when an application has access to your information on your phone, that the entire company has access to that information on your phone. For Airbitz, it's just the application. The company doesn't have access to that info because it's encrypted on your phone and then it's backed up. So we'll access your contacts, and if you hit next on there, we'll go to the next screen. So write it down. This is just a little screen that says, hey, you have to write down this information because we can't recover it. So there's no password on here, but at least your username and PIN is right on there. This is a quick reminder to most users. Writing down this information is Now we can go to the next. And there you go, your wallet is created. Simple as that. And to receive money, the request screen is quick demo. We'll send your account a little bit of funds. And so we have these little pop-ups throughout the app when you're brand new and you just install the app to just kind of tell new users how to use it. So you've got this QR code, you might be wondering, what do you do? Well, you present that to the other user to send money. And so I'll scan Will's QR code, send them a few bits. All right. And it's on its way. And there we go. We just received Bitcoin. So all I did was scan the QR code and I sent it, and we'll kind of show you the inverse of that in a little bit. So I sent about 24 cents. Here's the part of our app that I think is very unique that no other Bitcoin wallet has, which is almost like a mini Quicken QuickBooks interface built right into the app. And so what Will's tapping on there are the various fields that you could populate. So tap into the name field. He auto-completed my name in there, but let's go ahead and tap in there one more time. And then delete that field completely, Will. So you'll notice that it has people from his address book, but he can actually type in names of merchants, and it auto-completes out of our merchant directory as well. Can someone name me a merchant near the Vancouver area? I know some of the ones here in San Diego.
We have SFU bookstore. Thank you.
Oh, I wonder if that's in there yet. So SF.
U bookstore.
Either that, or either we spelled it differently, or we might not have that.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Simon Fraser University. Nice. Well done.
Nice. And so we entered the payee of the funds, even though it wasn't really Simon Fraser Bookstore sending him money. You could tag anything you want with it. And once again, all of this information is kept encrypted. And in addition to the payee field, there's also a category field, and he called it a simple tip. And then there's a notes field, allow you to put whatever notes you want. And once again, once this is all done, all of this information is fully encrypted and backed up on the servers, and it synchronizes with any other devices that you might have. There's an advanced button, and the advanced button just simply gives you a lot of the technical kind of gobbledygook of Bitcoin, the transaction IDs and source and destination addresses, mining fees, things like that. And so that's for the most part kind of hidden from the user, but it is available for those that want to take a peek at it. So let's close that screen. And then there you go. So there's your first transaction on the Airbitz wallet, and it's fairly straightforward. Now, one thing about the Airbitz wallet that's also unique is that it allows you to create multiple named wallets. So you can actually create multiple wallets, and each wallet can have their own fiat currency denoted. Going back into this transaction, let's head back there, Will. Note that in the transaction details, tap in there, that there's actually a fiat value, so 24 US cents. That's actually a metadata that's saved for each transaction in this wallet. And since this wallet is a US dollar wallet, every fiat currency metadata is saved in US dollars. So what we can do is we can actually create multiple wallets, and each wallet can have a different fiat currency associated with it. So we'll go ahead and we'll create one now with, say, Canadian dollar. So we'll go to the wallets, and we'll hit the plus button, and that'll allow us to create another wallet. We'll just call this one, let's say, our Canadian wallet. Tap the currency, let's call it something. There we go. So that right there is now creating an entire new repo of data on your phone. It's encrypting it, and it's backing it up. And so it could take a little bit, depending on your network connection and the speed of your phone. We'll let this one crank on for a little bit here. Hopefully our beta build is stable and working okay. And then there you go. So now you have a Canadian wallet, you have a dollar wallet, and then a Canadian wallet. And so you tap on the O Canada. Let's go ahead and tap on that. That'll be now your current wallet. You notice it now has no transactions, no balance. But when you hit send and request, you'll notice that the request screen, if you tap on that, will now quotes things in Canadian dollars. So if you start typing an amount, and once again with Bitcoin, you can request a specific amount, or you can request nothing. The first request Will made had nothing on there, and I'm the one that sends a very specific amount of value to Will. But he can tap in a specific amount, such as $3 Canadian, and then I can scan that, or anyone else can scan that and basically send him money. And what wallets will do is it will pre-populate the equivalent amount of Bitcoin, the 9,100 bits worth of Bitcoin, and allow you to send that value without having to type it in yourself. And you can switch back and forth between fiat and Bitcoin, tapping the top right button right there. And so other things that people use to transfer the Bitcoin address between each other. So this QR code allows me to scan it using a phone with a camera, but a lot of times you don't have the camera available to you, so you have to paste this address into a website. You can actually hit the copy button at the bottom, and what that's going to do is copy it to the clipboard, right? And now you can paste that into another application to send it value. Another thing you can do, and this is what I'd like all of you guys to do now, so does everybody have their wallet set up with an account all logged in and ready to go?
Yeah, it looks like we have everybody set up now.
Okay, cool. All right, so if you want to hit the request button.
So hit the, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to go on mute.
So go to this QR code screen that Will was at, hit the request button. And then let's email this request. We'll hit the email button in the middle. And what this allows you to do is email this QR code and address to someone else on the internet. So we're going to, everybody, if you want to email the request to new user at airbitz.co. Okay, you can go ahead, hit next or done. That should launch the email app inside of your phone. If you have an iPhone, it'll look very similar to this. If you have an Android, it could look different in many different ways, just because each phone is a little bit different. Let's go to the subject line, just so that we know it's you guys from this meetup. Let's just add on to the end of it. At the very end of the subject, let's just punch in Decentral. Cool. And just go ahead and hit send. All right, so for anyone that actually sent that, through the course of the evening, we'll go ahead and send you guys 10 millibits for each of those requests for having set up the Airbitz wallet.
That's super cool and super kind, Paul. Can we just hold on a second while everybody catches up for a minute?
Absolutely, no problem at all. Let you guys go catch up and send those emails.
All right. So, is there anybody not with us right now? Are you guys with us? No? Okay, Nick, do you want to go over here and sit between these two gentlemen and help them out, please, sir? Thank you so much. Let's get this done properly. How are you doing? You doing okay?
Severe?
So you go to, you gotta go to request. So cancel, let's just cancel everything here and go back to request. You got request?
Yeah.
And then go to email, right down there.
Oh,
yeah. And then type in new user.
Was it the right email?
New user at Airbitz. It should auto-populate, but it doesn't. Airbitz.co. tz.co. Yep. New user at airbitz.co. That's what I think mine is. Yep. New user at airbitz.co. And then you hit Gmail. Yeah. Okay. And then we're gonna go to your subject line for a second and change it. Airbitz request, just hit space, and then put a slash in there. Where is slash button? Here, just go slash Decentral. Yep, Decentral. That's the name of our little space here. Yeah. Decentral. Decent. Kind of. There we go. All right. Yeah. Good.
You won't receive an email.
And we'll hit send. Don't worry about it. He'll see that. He'll
Try just restarting it.
Don't worry about it.
You're on
Just
that
send.
anyway, right? Okay.
He'll figure it out.
So just try restarting the app. That's a little bit difficult to switch.
And so I have a request on my email here coming from
Then hit send.
Did you send it?
There you go. So you just send a request.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a Nigel in the room?
I'm sorry, what?
There's a Nigel.
Nigel.
Nigel?
Nigel.
So if Niziel's in the room, I got a request from him. Here's my phone. You guys should be able to see it. And I tap on the request, and this looks pretty much like the email you guys were sending. And notice it has two buttons. Click here for iOS, one for Android. I'm going to click the iOS button. I have an iPhone, launches into my phone, and there you go. I can actually send money to that request in this one tap. And I'll go ahead and put in the 10 millibits that I promised. Right, slide to confirm, and then off it goes. And if Niziel is in the room, should in a little while be receiving the Bitcoin. Anyone have any problems with the email request? I know some Androids are a little bit finicky. There we go, finally got set.
It looks like you got yours. Nigel got his. He's happy.
Awesome, cool. Glad to hear. And I'll go through the rest of them throughout the course of the evening. But that's some of the functionality that I wanted to highlight in Airbitz. And once again, one thing that you should notice Niziel is if Niziel were to check his phone, the payee should be pre-populated with new user at airbitz.co. And what we've done is we've basically taken that address, that one request, and specifically tagged it with the email that was sent. Because in a way, it's almost like a mini invoicing system. You know, you sent the request to that email, so when the money comes in, you assume that the money came in from that email address. And there you go. So some other pieces of functionality that the application has is that it makes it as simple as possible for people to have multiple accounts on their phone. So as you can see, I have multiple accounts on here, and I can just slide out this little slide here and quickly log into multiple different accounts. And so we have one for business, I have one for my personal use, and then several for just kind of testing in general, and to make it easy to do almost like a fast user switch between them. As you may or may not already know, there's of course our kind of built-in directory, which, oops, I think this is a test version of our app, which isn't connected to the directory, but helps you find merchants.
Paul, can you hold on for 1 second, please? Just give us 2 seconds, please.
Sure, sure.
Okay, I just want to make sure everybody's paying attention. Well, I'm just going to leave the microphone on so you guys can hear us where we're at, and then you'll be able to know when we're ready to go again. So everybody else has done the request. You got your request in, sir?
I sent in this new user.
Okay, perfect. And you did yours?
Yeah, the email went through.
You're good? Okay. And we're all good here, for sure. And you guys are all good? You're good. Okay, good. All right, we're ready to go ahead.
So one person
One person
can't
left.
get into the app and sign up for it.
You can't get into the app. That's
Sign up
interesting.
just to verify, we weren't supposed to put an amount for the request.
No, you weren't supposed to put it in an amount. I think he's going to take care of that.
that.
But generally, you would. Right. Okay, so that's good, guys.
So yeah, go ahead and send the error report. So tell Paul we got an error report coming in.
We have an error report coming in, Paul.
So
you
one
know.
device out of what, 15?
Yeah, yeah, that's not bad. It's an Android. I wonder what version.
Yeah, can you tell them what version you have?
Was it in sending the email?
No, we're all sent the email for requests. We're just sending in an error report right now.
There was an error report when signing up for an Android phone.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely send it over. Thank you so much.
Okay. So I think we're pretty much ready to carry on, guys. So we're moving on from the email request to whatever is next. Here we go. You're on again, Paul.
Got it. Okay. So a few other things that you can do inside of the Airbitz wallet. So notice that I have a bunch of transactions that are tagged with people's names and whatnot. You can actually search by just simply pulling down on an iPhone or hitting the search key inside of the wallet. And I realize you probably can't search anything on your wallet since there's nothing on there. But I can type in the name of somebody, William. Oops. And then there we go, just a few letters, and I see all of the transactions that match that specific name. Or you can also search for any of the categories, and I think there might be some here with food. Oops, nothing with food. Income. There we go. So type in income, and then those are all of the transactions tagged with income in the category line, and then also the notes field and whatnot. So once again, a little mini Quicken QuickBooks interface built into the app to make that a little bit easier. So dropping down.
Paul, I had a question for you.
Sure, please. At any time, if you guys have any questions, fire off.
I don't know how to get back to that main screen that you have up all the time from here.
So there's a bottom right button, and then there's an icon that kind of looks like a list of transactions. Did I get you there? Cool. All right. And we did update the app, so the back button will always get you back onto this. And so our next release of our app on Android, when you hit the back button on Android, if you keep hitting it, it'll eventually get you back to the transaction list. Wallet management. So I'm going to tap this top part of my screen. So tapping on the name of the wallet. This one's called New Wallet, but you could have, I think yours is default called My Wallet. You tap on that, and it shows I have 2 wallets in here. You can kind of resort them by simply tapping and dragging on the right side, and you can see just kind of drag and resort the wallets as you see fit. And there's an area called the archive. Dragging a wallet into the archive makes it where the balance is kind of invisible to the rest of the app, and you can't send and you can't receive to it. So it kind of hides the wallet from view from the rest of the app. So if you have old wallets you don't want to use anymore, maybe it was kids fund or a vacation fund and whatnot, you can just tap it and drag it into the archive, and you'll notice that you can even kind of hide it. Tap the little arrow in the archive, and that hides the wallet, so you don't have to see it anymore. Another cool feature is the little export button. It's right next to the plus. Might be, I think it's, I believe, in the same place on Android as well. But the export button is really cool, because what you can do now is you can actually export all of your transactions into a CSV file. So it's a nice little text file that you can look at, load it up into Excel or Google Drive, and just kind of email it to yourself and see all of your transactions, how much you spent, when you spent it, the amount in fiat, the amount in dollars or Canadian dollars, all of the notes, the payee category, all of that can be exported from this specific wallet and any other wallet that you might have. And so that's another nice unique feature of Airbitz. And for my account, I literally just export this CSV and then I'm done. Because as long as you tag it correctly with income, expense, buy or sell Bitcoin, then they can manage fairly easily all of the tax accounting for you. So once again, that's a nice little nugget feature within the app. If at any point in time you feel pretty lost, you don't know exactly how do you get to this, how do you get to that, or what's going on in one screen or another, we always have a help button in most parts of the app. So tapping on help will show a little pop-up that will tell you the basics of what you could do on that screen, just so you know. So if you ever feel a little lost, just feel free to tap the help button. There's also functionality inside the More button, which will be a little bit different on Android. There isn't really a More button. It'll be a slide out to the left. Right, so the slide out from the left will be on Android. It'll be a More button on iOS. And here's where you can, once again, sweep that private key that was on Will's screen. Right, import gift card, because we have these gift cards which are basically Airbitz private keys. You can tap that, scan a QR code, and then sweep the private key into your phone. Can't quite hear you. Do you have something you were saying, Freddie?
Sorry, I was on mute. I'm trying to figure out how to get to that swipe code private key thing again.
You're trying to get to the slide out screen on Android. The convention on Android is the 3-bar icon on the top left, called the hamburger button. Most apps have that, and that gets you to kind of like the slide out with more options on there. And
right.
So slide out, it should show you the gift card import private key button.
Gotcha. Yeah, I found that. Beautiful. Thank you. Very good. Very
One
good.
of these things where there's conventions in a lot of phone usage, even if it's not obvious. Over time, people start getting accustomed to that button being up there on the left, and they'll tap on it. But it is a little hidden to begin with. So the import gift card is one thing. I was kind of go over some of the settings that some people might not be as aware of as to what some of these settings mean. So at the very top of our settings, Bitcoin denomination, you can change whether or not you see all of your balances in Bitcoin, millibit, or bits, which is the smallest denomination, a millionth of a Bitcoin. You can change your account information, your password, PIN. We also have recovery questions. So if you get your password, you can actually answer recovery questions to recover your account. think of the answers to your recovery questions as another password. They're still a bit tedious though, and a little bit hard to set up, but if you want to make sure you don't forget your password or you can access your account if you do, this is a good thing to sit down and take some time to actually fill all of those out. Some other interesting features, and I recommend most people use this, is two-factor. For the highest level of security available on the Airbitz wallet, we recommend enabling two-factor, and this is actually one of the most straightforward two-factors you'll ever use. All you do is enter your password and you turn it on, and there's nothing left to do. By enabling two-factor on the app, you actually enable two-factor and never have to enter another code, never receive a text message, never click on an email. Your account gets locked to your phone, and no other phone can access your account. So that's a unique thing that we've offered, and we call it one-touch two-factor. And so I do recommend everyone enable this. There is a caveat, though, is that if you do lose your phone, you get another phone and you enter your username and password, it'll take 7 days to turn off the two-factor and allow you to get into your account. Now, we do that because if your phone got stolen, and I'm not sorry, not if your phone got stolen, if someone knew your username and password and tried to enter it on another phone, you will get a warning, and it'll take 7 days. You'll get 7 days of warnings saying that someone else is trying to disable two-factor, and you'll have the opportunity to cancel that disable request. So that 7-day wait period it can be annoying. However, that's part of the security model. It's part of making two-factor easy for you and making it private. Because the easy way out is for us to take your email address or phone number and use that to recover your two-factor, but we don't bother. We want to retain the privacy model of our ecosystem by not taking any personal information and instead using time to our advantage. So do recommend people enable two-factor, but be aware, if you do lose your device, it will take 7 days to recover it. I didn't enable two-factor on here, but if you do, you'll notice that a QR code will pop up right in the screen. The QR code you can use to give another device access to the two-factor. So if you log on to, say you have a tablet and a phone, you log into the tablet will say, hey, there's two-factor enabled. You tap a button and you can scan the QR code from your first device, and then both devices will be two-factor and have access to your account. So it's a key piece of our security model. And then some other things on here that aren't too relevant. Bluetooth, you can transfer value over Bluetooth without having to scan QR codes. Touch ID is coming out in our next release on iOS. If you have an iPhone, going to have that. That's about it for, I think, interesting parts about our app from the settings point of view. And of course, one thing that we're known for is the merchant directory. I think this version of the app doesn't quite work. I'm going to switch to another one here. There we go. So we got our merchant directory. If you guys learn of or know of merchants that aren't in our directory that take Bitcoin, please holler or let us know. We'd love to add them, make sure that it's covered and accurate. That way we can actually complete the circle of this Bitcoin ecosystem. People don't just buy Bitcoin and hold it, but can actually use it and share it with the merchants and give them some practice in using Bitcoin. And so that's our attempt at making sure that Bitcoin isn't just a token and asset that people buy, but it actually circulates within the economy. Do you guys have any other questions about the app? I feel like a pretty good run through.
I think we're pretty good. I think what we need to do is take a break and everybody start playing with it and sending each other 25 cents or something like that. I think that's take it back right down to Wallet 1.0. I think. Do you guys have any questions? Are there any questions, guys? Go ahead.
Does everybody get their essentially first bits?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Nope.
So we have 3 people.
Yeah.
Sorry, that would be me sending it to you guys, and I'm actually here doing the demo.
Nice. That's beautiful to watch. This is fun. I'm going back on mute. That looks really good. This is the fun. That's.
Let's see here. Oh, which app did it launch? One of the issues I occasionally have is I have multiple different versions of Airbitz running on my phone. And then on iOS, you don't know which one it's going to launch. A bunch of early beta engineering versions. There we go. All right, so got that person set. So I think that was John. Is there a John in the room? Should be receiving their Bitcoin any moment now.
Beautiful. This is my favorite part so far. You
Yeah.
gotta do this more often, Paul.
And that's enough for a beer.
This is the
Enough for a beer.
this is the crowd pleasing part that's happening right now. Yeah.
Little dings for everybody.
Yeah, it's nice.
Got it. Cool. Well, I'll go ahead and continue going down the process with the emails and sending some people some free Bitcoin. If you guys have any other questions, especially questions for Will or Megan that they could possibly answer about the company, I'll just keep sending free money while they can chat or answer questions for you guys.
What do you guys think about like reusing addresses?
Is it on you?
I think it depends on what you're using the address for. Something I like with the Airbitz app is it makes things very easy to account for as far as your expenses and things like that. But I also have multiple addresses. I use them for various things. It kind of helps keep me a little more organized. Some people like to make a new transaction or a new address for each transaction. So it just kind of depends on your personal tastes and what you're using Bitcoin for, things like that. Will, would you want to come up?
Megan, I love your microphone. It's so much fun.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's
you
the
actually.
Audio Technica.
Yeah, and you have like a radio voice. You should get into this. This should be one of your things. You should do podcasts or whatever.
I do podcasts and radio.
Very good, very good. All right, guys, do you have any more questions for the team before we get break and we start playing with it? Because that's where the real action is, when we start moving money around. Nope, I think we're pretty good here, guys. We have a lot of confused people, so what we're going to do, if it's okay, we're going to break, and we're going to start transacting all together, because that's pretty much where it's at. You get them using it, and they become more familiar with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right?
Absolutely, definitely understand. Definitely transact with it. One thing to note, I'm sending some funds over to you guys, but part of the Bitcoin system is to, kind of when money becomes secure is when it's confirmed. And so right now your wallets will wait for a confirmation before I allow you to spend the money out. Some of you might be receiving a confirmation pretty soon. It's usually within 10 minutes. But if you don't, then realize that that's the reason why the funds aren't spendable yet. And so hopefully we're lucky we get some fast confirmations while I'm sending the funds out. But if you don't, just so you know, you're aware.
No, that's totally cool. So while we're waiting, Paul, we got a few minutes here, and then we'll break and have some pizza and some beer. What got you into Bitcoin? What attracted you to it? Because people here want to know about you. This is your wallet. This is your company. What got you into Bitcoin, sir?
It was a huge combination of things, starting off first with obviously my technical background. I used to work at NVIDIA, did visual computing, so I've got a deep technical background from both school and early days in Silicon Valley. But what really triggered is a combination of that and working in small business and seeing the pain points that small business owners and just general business owners in general deal with respect to the payment system, the financial networks, and how the software currently connects people to the merchants. That was one aspect of the two really combined together to say, oh my God, there's something interesting that we could build here. And from a grander scheme, what really gets me excited about it is the disruptive potential. We really have the potential to be in the history books for the next revolution that I'm amazed that even my life happened to cross over. Many people live for 60, 70, 80 years and don't see as big of a revolution as I believe that Bitcoin will be. And so the opportunity to etch ourselves in history and actually make a global impact, and what I believe is a very positive global impact. It's one that it's hard to continue on a regular career when that's sitting in front of you. And for me, I have this a skill set that's relevant and an interest that's relevant that I could apply to it. So no sense not being in the Bitcoin space.
That's awesome, and it's very beautiful to hear that. We love to hear people that are passionately engaged with what they do. It's a privilege in this world. Okay, guys. So I think does anybody have their confirmation in? Did you get your confirmation in yet? Yeah, you're just good to go. So what's your name again? Nigel. Sorry.
First name's Derek.
Derek. Oh, okay, it's Derek. Good, very good. So Derek, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna walk you over to the Pepsi machine, and you're gonna buy a beer in front of everybody. Are you cool with this?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's do this. What if he? Well, then he can give it to me, and I'll drink it for him. Right. Alex, if you can just get out of the way of the camera.
Oh yeah, sure.
That'd be great. So let's just watch what's gonna happen here. So what you do is you hit send, yeah. And you put it in Canadian dollars, that's great. Your wallet's already Canadian dollars, and you put it free. And no, go back. Yeah, that's right. And then you hit send on this thing. Done, yeah. And then slide. And watch this, guys. The light should go off in a second, and we should have a beer coming in. Hopefully. If it's not, oh, there we go. So now you can pick. We have a vodka iced tea, we have Keith's, and we have AGD. For Keith's, there we go. And that's how we do it. Now, what's really, really beautiful about this is that I've got friends in Germany and England right now, and they stayed here last week. And yesterday, I was hanging out with a friend, and I was sitting over there, and all of a sudden it went off, and I got a free beer. We call them ghost beers. One of the most beautiful things about Bitcoin is that you can actually send a beer here from anywhere around the world, or from your office tomorrow. So feel free to do that. So that's how simple it is. And so I mean, Will or Paul or MK could have sent that through the internet. Your parents could have sent it to you through the internet. It's a really powerful tool. You saw it literally took 2 seconds, and value moved from your phone to a real world consumable object, which is super freaking amazing if you think about it. And that's just where it starts. You know, if I was in Russia and I needed money to get on the subway and I dropped my wallet somewhere, you know, I could ask Will, you know, because we're such good friends now. Will, I need $5 for the subway, and he can have it to me in a few minutes. You know what I mean? It's absolutely magical technology. All right, so
I'm going to buy a beer if someone gives me the QR code.
oh yeah, yeah, we can do that. So how do I get that all the way over there?
I can.
You get it? Or do you?
Take a picture of it.
Okay, can I buy the first beer? Because I gotta go.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, you can do the next beer. I'm just gonna put this up for Will.
Should we no problem sending transactions at the same time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So let me just do this for Will for $3. Okay, Will, I'm gonna put a QR code up right here.
Yeah, you'll use. I'm gonna have.
Okay, got it.
Thank you, Alex, for this guy. Okay, you got it?
Right amount?
I saw him just sending some transactions just a moment
There you go. This is the Coinos wallet.
Okay, got it. I sent it. Going.
There it is. I see it. Payment sent. Thank you. Beautiful.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So yeah, there's a beer incoming, guys.
Alex.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Who wants this one? You want this one?
Okay, go back to the set.
Alright, so you get this.
Yeah,
So this is
Alright. Do you want to try it? And then I'll give you $3 in cash. I can send you back $3 in Bitcoin.
Hello. Remember me?
Yes. Well,
Airbitz.
we're still pending.
Yeah.
But we can do it. Maybe we can use my wallet.
You were the one that told me about the
This is really cool. Now, I'll go back to send.
Fortunately,
And
this will work on my phone.
we can send automatically.
Really?
Scan that.
Able to send out.
Scan that. And then
Mission transfer the
That's fine.
Yeah, I actually double It's exactly the same, but I thought
Okay.
He sent a beer. You probably go get beer since you
I'm more interested in having it work.
Yeah, exactly. This is true. I've got response back for my first email.
So his first email got pushed back to him, saying that
Oh, do you?
it's not
Oh, okay.
legitimate.
For the bank?
On the,
Yeah, that's right. I triple checked it.
Second is Atlas. There you go.
Usually
That's my beer. You just bought me a beer. Don't want it.
Yeah, comes in right
There you go.
Doesn't seem like they got extra.
I'm really sorry that it's ran so late, but I'm glad you made it because you know. Yeah. Come back on Thursday. Come back tomorrow night if you want to. Or tomorrow night.
Yeah.
You do whatever you gotta do, man. We're looking forward to seeing you again.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
All right, so we're good here, guys. We're gonna. Is there anything else we need from the Airbitz team, or should we let them go, or what should we do here?
Actually, I got a question.
Oh, you got a question? Go ahead. Go ask him.
Hey, Paul. Hey, this is Joe here, one of the attendees.
Sit in the chair. You can see you.
Ah, cool. Hey, Paul, how are you? First off, hello, Megan, right?
That's Megan.
Yes, that's right.
Very good. First off, thank you for the beer. Much appreciated. Airbitz, how do you guys make money?
In the words of my co-founder, we don't make any money. We leave that to the Federal Reserve. But we will monetize. We will monetize through the buy and sell services. So we're integrating with various third-party buy-sell services around the world to allow people to buy and sell Bitcoin integrated within the app. And so that we will be taking a cut of. So that's our first area of monetization. And our mid to longer term monetization is actually licensing out the platform that the app is built on top of. The security platform that provides the encryption, backup, and synchronization of private keys and metadata and digital assets. That's how we aim to monetize long term. Because that's a kind of a grander vision that we think that Bitcoin is motivated and has created the need for this type of security, but many different applications around the world could have benefited from it.
So, could I ask then, if there's money here, then what does stop some of the major Wall Street firms and banks from moving in with all of their leverage to try and dominate the market?
Dominate the market. The interesting thing is it's such a big, drastic paradigm shift that banks entering the space wouldn't be able to provide the type of services that wallet developers are developing because it's inherently counter to what their entire model is. You know, a bank, almost by definition, is a custodian of funds, a custodian of value. Wallet companies aren't custodians of value, they're simply software companies. So effectively, banks would have to completely shift their paradigm, how they think, how they develop, and become purely software companies in order to really provide the same services and advantages that Bitcoin was meant to deliver. And so, yes, they could come in, they could provide wallet software, but it's entirely counter to what they've been doing for the past several hundred years.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Could I ask, there have been stories in the past about people, losing my hard drive and now I go out digging garbage dumps for it. So with your service, if I go outside right now and throw my phone into the sewer, that data would reside on your servers and my next phone, I could just log in and all my Bitcoins are safe? Like, where do my Bitcoins reside?
So that would be true if you entered a password when you created your account. So long as you have a password in your account, you can enter that same username and password onto another phone, and you would have access to your data. But without that, then yes, your phone becomes a critical single point of failure. So definitely I recommend for everyone out there, do enter a full username and password at some point as soon as possible, especially before you put any significant value on your phone. A couple, dollars to buy a beer, maybe not too big of a deal, but as soon as you put anything more than that, then I recommend sitting down, keep a good password on there.
Very good. One last question.
Sure.
Questions tonight. You're based in San Diego, right?
That's right.
So, is your company then governed by the laws of California? And if so, aren't you kind of at the mercy of an attorney general that wants to, we're going to regulate this dangerous new industry and such like that? Aren't you kind of at the mercy of the political whims of an attorney general?
Yes, we are. The beauty of it is that in a decentralized architecture, there's not a whole lot to regulate. So regulating software and encrypted data, what effectively an attorney general could do is say, well, give us all of the information that you have. We want everything the user is doing. We want to be able to track potential criminals and track activity. And with full access to our servers, they would still have to brute force and break into encrypted data to get any information. And so the incentive isn't really there. That's why we've inherently wanted to build an infrastructure and system that retains a lot of the core fundamentals of Bitcoin, which at its heart make it very, very difficult, if not near impossible, to regulate.
Very good. Okay. Paul, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Right? Yeah, so then here you should be able to create a new one.
Hi.
No, I know. I have the same problem. Well, it's just we're working on it on the user flow. Yeah. Paul, how do we create a new wallet on Android? We're all stumped on it again.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's
Yeah, I'm still quite a novice in the.
So we're trying to figure out how to create a new wallet
Still learning, trying to
from
wrap
that
the
space,
concept
from
around my head.
that screen.
so if you tap on the top wallet. Sorry about that. There you go. There should be a plus button on that.
How did we not see that before?
No, it's very
So our next release will have a wallet button on that slide out, making it more obvious how to get to that list of wallets.
Okay.
Hey, Paul, can I ask you one more question?
I'm sure. Go ahead.
Grant, it's a bit of an odd question. I apologize if I phrase it badly. The other week I was at a lecture about some virtual reality technology, where it's going and so forth. And one of the things that I've always thought about, the running joke with technology, is that it is driven by the porn industry, in the fact that they're early and aggressive adopters to any sort of new technology. Being membership-driven websites, encryption, streaming technology, they tend to jump onto new technologies. And at that lecture, it was commented that they just kind of left that technology dry. They've got no interest in it. So I was wondering, with this technology base, what has that industry's reaction been to it? Have they embraced it? Are they kind of arm's length? Do they not know what to do with it?
They've embraced some aspects of Bitcoin. Obviously, there's a lot of people that interface with the foreign industry and would like a much higher level of privacy than what credit cards offer. So, to some degree, some have received and have gained the benefits from those type of customers. The hesitation that I've heard from the foreign industry is the aspect of recurring payments. Since Bitcoin is digital cash, it's a push network. I send money to you. You don't take money out of my wallet. That model doesn't resonate as well, at least immediately with current technology, with some various providers, because they rely on recurring revenue, pulling money out of people's credit cards on a very regular basis, and to some degree even when people forget about it. So that's technology that just has to get built around it. Once you have an irreversible cash-like system, you can build systems on top of it that are more reversible and allow for a pull mechanism. But by default, Bitcoin doesn't give that. So that's one of the main pain points that I've heard from that industry. But I think it's just a matter of time before we start creating standards and implementations that resolve that.
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much.
No problem. I think I've sent the funds to everyone that sent an email. Has anyone not received?
Has everybody got their money? I think everybody's got it, Paul. It looks like it. Nobody's complaining yet.
Cool.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good. So I'll show you that. Your buddy Nick is just helping people figure out how to use the machine, and of course Eleanor here is doing what she does. So yeah, we're just sort of signing off pretty soon because it looks like we got a bunch of money to learn how to spend around here, and I think it's pretty good. You guys are here for questions and everything? Yeah. Yeah, I think we're good. And,
Nice wallet.
It's really pretty, hey?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
I sent 2 requests,
Yeah.
and I think they sent me $6.
How are you guys doing the the Android on the screen? Do you guys plug your phone in somehow, and then you mirror it onto the?
I've only got iOS on the screen. Unfortunately, I don't have a good way of getting Android on the screen without you running a simulator. So I'm just screen sharing with my actual phone.
Okay. I was curious. When we had you guys on Salon Talks, I was the one that had the simulator running for Android.
Cool. Thanks a bunch for stepping in.
No, it was a good show. So that was BlueStack, I think it was called. So yeah, maybe we'll do a little commercial or something, and we'll play it before podcasts. It'd be kind of good.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I'd love to find some good solutions that allow me to just kind of stream a phone to the computer and navigate and demo for people. It's nice that I can do that with iPhone, but haven't seen one yet for Android, but still on the hunt.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look around.
There are some very cool things around it. It is very beautiful. It's
On there.
I like it.
On camera over.
Yeah, man.
Okay, then how do I buy a beer?
How do you buy beer? You go to send, and then go open the camera. And the camera's open. It opens up automatically, and then you scan the QR code.
Oh, that's fine.
And then you put $3. Yeah, it's pretty easy.
We still have one here.
That's really funny. This is fun. I can't believe it. I've been doing this for like 2 years now, teaching people how to open wallets and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not getting any easier. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
This one's good. If we can get people just to do the pin thing, then that's a whole different level of slipping.
It's still, I think the most complicated part is people changing the way they think about money.
Yeah.
I think that's what's fucking them up. It's like they're coming into it thinking that it's like somehow centralized, there's banks somewhere, even though they know that it isn't, it's like they're trying to wrap their head around.
Yeah.
How are we sending money over the video? Like, how does that happen?
I find the single most important thing to do is just to get them transacting. Once you get them into 1 or 2 or 3 transactions, they're hooked. That's it. You know what I mean? But that's the key. Like, and everything else, oh, there's another one. I love that. Every time that light goes off, I just get freaking excited.
Today I set up Rory, the girl that takes off everything in her thing. I got her hooked up with phone.
It's the best, dude.
Yeah, I showed her. I sent her like 5 cents
just to show her how it goes. So that's it. 3 transactions, and they're hooked generally. That's the deal. You know what I mean?
It was kind of mind blowing. I don't think she was expecting it. I was like, hey, this is how you do it. Here's your wallet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you some money. Boom. And she was like, whoa. Like you could see her head just like.
Yeah.
When I first got to the city, I was staying with an Airbnb, and I was like, "Oh, do you think I can pay you cash for the next 2 weeks? Like, do a long-term deal?" Like, no, I don't think so. And then like the next day, I mentioned Bitcoin. She was so curious. We talked about it the rest of the night. The next morning, she's like, Alex, if you want, you can pay me in Bitcoin for the rest of your stay.
Whoa!
Nice, very cool.
Yeah, that was a cool part of moving to the city, and when you going cross country, telling everyone about it, that whole like mind blowing. Explain to people.
Yeah. But the whole transacting thing is the biggest part.
Oh yeah.
Just get them using it, man. There's no other thing to do. Once people get into it, it's so cool. We're gonna have to all pitch in and get Paul one of those microphones, especially with the pink on it too. Paul, you're getting a pink microphone.
Does it look pink? It's supposed to be purple, but yeah, there's pink ones too. There's like hot pink ones we could get.
That's really cute. Yeah. We should for Christmas we should give one to each of your staff members.
Somebody should invent like a little squishy ball or something.
Squishy ball?
That's like microphones all over, so you can toss it to people and they can just talk.
It'd be so cool to toss it between screens. You know what I mean? That'd be amazing. Yeah, that's cool. So, MK, what's going on? What have you been up to? What's new and exciting?
Oh, well, I actually visited San Diego and San Francisco last week, so I got to officially meet everyone in Airbitz, so that was awesome. We had a really good meetup night. We watched this awesome, I had not seen this Bitcoin documentary. It was called Bitcoin, the End of Money as We Know It, and it was one of the most comprehensive Bitcoin documentaries I think I've seen. And I've pretty much seen them all at this point, and I loved it, so that went well. We went up to San Francisco. We did our Bit Panel event. That went really awesome. Everyone seemed to have a really good time. And then we did like the Plug and Play panel. So that was really interesting. That was really informative. And so just been busy traveling. I'm back in Pensacola now, just getting ready. I'll be moving out to San Diego at the end of October. So the next couple weeks, it's just going to be crazy, getting everything tied up and ready to go. So
yeah, what we say is, welcome to the West Coast. Have a nice day. You're gonna love it. It's so cool on the West Coast.
I didn't want to go back. I really didn't. I was like, oh man, I just want to stay here.
That's so
I don't need my stuff back in Pensacola.
Yeah, I don't even know where Pensacola is. Where is that in Florida? You know where that is?
It's in northern Florida, so it's in the Panhandle, kind of closer to Alabama.
Oh, so you're on the Gulf side, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
That's nice. That's a nice place to be.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice and warm on that side. The other side gets a bit cold. Daytona Beach can get cold sometimes, and
Mhm.
yeah, that's nice. Good for you. I love Florida. People are friendly. The infrastructure is amazing down there. Your highway system is so beautiful, and the cost of living is pretty darn good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. The best cost of living, though, that I've heard of so far is New Mexico. You can basically live on nothing in New Mexico.
Live in the desert.
Live in the desert, yeah. Totally right.
I've only ever passed through traveling from places, so.
Yeah. Some
Seems
really
very
interesting people some very interesting people from New Mexico. They're not a bad looking bunch either. They got something good in the water. They're not a bad looking bunch at all.
Check out our calendar for more events.
We got a bit of a buzz. We got a bit of a buzz happening over there. It's good.
The gears are turning.
Yeah, the gears are turning.
Rigged up that you guys, right?
When they're engaged.
And their beer is your reward. It's awesome.
Yeah, seriously.
Does anyone use the ATM yet? I guess not.
Oh yeah, I should show them how to use the ATM. Yeah. What? What? Yes.
So any big developments from the Airbitz team?
What do we have next? Oh man.
What's going on?
Working on a bunch of stuff. Well, we're trying to figure out what to do for the next bit panel, so that'll be October 21st. And so we're still working on topics for that. It's going to be really cool. So we try to, with the bit panels, we try to highlight some of the more disruptive elements in Bitcoin. So this last one, we had Marshall from Trees, which is the cannabis delivery service, Tatiana, who's known for Tatiana Coin, and she also talks about empowering musicians through Bitcoin. There was Jeremy Gardner from Augur, that's a predictions market.
Yeah. We had him on a podcast last Saturday. It was very entertaining, to say the least.
Yeah, he's a really good speaker. He's very entertaining. And also Andrew Lee from Purse.io. So you kind of highlighted those use cases, and we're going to be, having different ones each month, focused around a certain topic. So, like I said, we'll be figuring that out pretty soon and announcing who the speakers will be for that. So let's see. Paul and I will be at Liberty Fest in New York City October 10th and 11th. So that's kind of like a libertarian-themed conference. So that'll be a lot of fun. A lot of good speakers there, and I hear that it's almost sold out. So should have pretty good attendance. Let's see.
So when's the next conference in the area that we should be checking out? Maybe I got to make a drive down the coast.
We have a meetup coming up, right? There's the larger Inside Bitcoins conference. That's in December, I believe, right?
Inside Bitcoin is going to be in our hometown, and it's Inside Bitcoin's biggest conference on the West Coast. So we're expecting a good turnout over there, and highly recommend the last for that one. We're looking for a good conference in the country.
So cute.
Yeah, I can put the link in the chat.
Yeah, sure.
That should be a fun one. Yeah, here's the link in the chat. Oh.
There we go. Cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking road trip. Maybe Freddie and me are gonna take the car down.
Yeah.
Let's go to San Diego.
Now you guys are welcome to the conference after party over at our office's rooftop. So we'll be hosting a rooftop after party, and so you guys are welcome to come on by. Let us know if you're going to be here.
That's awesome.
December 14th to 16th, eh?
That's right.
Why don't Charlie Schreber will be there?
I'd love to see him over there. I think he's out by then, isn't he?
Yeah, seriously. He will. I bet he's gonna get pardoned. I bet a lot of gonna do.
Yeah.
You got it? Yeah. You got one. Yeah. It's hilarious.
All right, the next enterprising new Airbitz user who wants to grab this QR code next to my ear, try to get some money off of it. My screen finally unfroze, so I'm back.
Let's see.
Yay!
I'm gonna see if I can sweep her. I still need a beer. I'm gonna get sure everyone else got theirs.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's
Nice, you let the rookie
that was great, right? Good time. You're very welcome.
Just by the QR code at NFC.
Let's so the thing is, see what's going on with the camera.
Alright.
You got here, Alex?
I'm trying to think a little money here.
Oh yeah.
Their authentication servers. Just simply just to check of users logging in to the system, but it doesn't actually.
Oh, it's pretty
store the
blurry.
information.
Yeah. Wondering if maybe a number does.
Are you? Is he up? You supplying it for serial numbers?
Yeah, I don't know.
Play with us. We'll play with us.
Well,
How about we resolutions again?
Find some way to check it.
Oh.
User's device
Oh, yeah.
without ever unencrypting the data. So we force encryption
They can hear me.
the user itself only divulges that information.
How do we get? I wonder what's causing this
Your
blurriness.
cache
Might just be,
server cannot have that access.
Probably Google still keeping me slow over here.
Yeah, they're probably it's probably pressing. Oh, look at that. I love it. And then that light goes off. I get excited.
Yeah, sometimes it slows down the longer you do Hangouts.
Yeah.
Not fun.
She don't go.
Yeah, she don't go.
That's gonna be,
She don't go.
what they have.
Needs more JPEG.
Yeah. I need more JPEG. I'm so glad nobody stole my charger today. Yeah. I usually go down and charge every meetup.
Well, is there any way you can do a screen share and make it bigger?
I think he may be frozen.
There's little telepresence robots over there, so we can walk it around.
Yeah, this is
Like we're at Decentral.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of this is the user pain points that we've been experiencing. And this whole kind of
Oh, there goes another one. More money on the screen.
Yeah,
All right,
we got
try this one, gang.
I have one wallet and I can change the currencies. How do I know when I was in Germany? How do I know when I was in, Canada? How do I know when I was in
Does that one work?
Yeah, I got it.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
But then the metadata that are
Everybody's enjoying their beer. Wish we were in Vancouver with you all.
that's the part literally like
Might have to leftover. We've got a lot of leftover from the weekend, so I might have to crack it open.
Wish you were here.
I know. Were you guys around 2 years ago? When did Decentral open up?
I had to ask Freddie. He's one of the original founders. I think it's probably we're coming up on 2 years now.
Okay, I was there in December of 2013. I went to go check out the ATM when it, like, just after it had opened up, and didn't know about Decentral at the time. Otherwise, I would have totally been over there. I think I'm due up for another trip. And I love Vancouver. It's a great city, and it's really close to Whistler. Some awesome snowboarding.
The only thing that's started on the blockchain is the transaction itself. And then everything else is just like, you guys just have your own database.
Well, we're always having fun parties here, it seems, whether it's pizza and free beer or some sort of podcast.
That's awesome. I love
Looks like a
I
good
love
time.
the physical Bitcoin meetup space. I love it. Like if you have your own dedicated clubhouse, it's great.
we nicknamed it the rabbit hole because once you come down the stairwell down here, you never want to leave.
That's great. Yeah, it seems all the coolest Bitcoin centers are in basements.
Well, isn't that what Bitcoin's all about? Bringing basement dwellers together?
Maybe. I mean, I love meetups because I think it brings people out of their basement or cyberspace and into the meet space.
Ironically, the Bit panel's in the basement too.
It is, yeah.
It also kind of reminds me of the Quill. Have you guys ever been there up in Manchester? It's like the Bitcoin sections down below.
Talking about meetups.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we set a new precedent here in San Diego by having a meetup 4 flights up.
Yeah, in San Diego we have our meetups of 4 flights up or on a roof. So
Set new standards.
Well, I love that we got to share so much of our product with you guys there in Vancouver. And is there anybody else who wasn't able to have their needs met tonight, or get to enjoy and partake in what everyone else did?
No, there's only one dude that couldn't get his thing to happen for whatever reason. That was weird. I think I would have recommended a rebooting of the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just is a bit of an anomaly. It's just
Well, Android can be so different on so many different phones, right? So.
Yeah, but it's pretty much standardized now. You know what I mean? Like, and it didn't. I mean, it didn't seem like the kind of guy that'd have a really old phone.
Yeah.
I mean, the older dude, I could see having a really old phone, but not that guy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What was the model about? I'm actually gonna do a little research. There are some phones that we had issues with a while back with the chip that was inside of them, but we should be now with it good across all.
Yeah, I think he just I think a reboot would have done it, to be honest with you. Yeah, but I mean, I love the phones, all of them. The new 6s are amazing. The new 6 X's or whatever, S's. Dude, they're so beautiful.
Are you guys working on an Apple Watch app?
An Apple Watch app?
Yeah.
Not quite a watch app yet at this point. We're looking at some extensions and widgets, so that will still be within the phone, and I think that's going to be the first step. Once we kind of start learning how all of that operates within the Apple ecosystem with the widgets, that translates well into incorporating stuff like the watch technology. But much to do still within just the phone. There's a lot of things there that like to improve on and let's move on. And like I said, the buy-sell system. As opposed to trying to get too broad, we want to make sure that the vertical needs are met. Yeah. I think that's a key piece of it.
Oh, they are? Oh my God, they're recording this? No way. Oh wow, I had no idea we were doing this. You cheeky little monkeys. I had no idea we were doing this. All right, well we're even more famous than we were an hour ago.
I guess so. Now my whole terrible 101 is on the internet.
No, we didn't do that.
No?
I don't think they did that. Oh well, they may have, but I don't think so. It wasn't.
No,
terrible.
it was just the Airbitz wallet section.
Okay.
Ah, interesting.
I mean, like, I did do some pretty nice doodles here for the people.
Oh, you have to go in front of the camera. Yeah, this is Alex's amazing artistic penmanship.
Ooh,
he majored in calligraphy in university, and he minored in fine arts, as you can tell. Yeah, Alex is an engineer. That's how engineers write.
It's about as good as my handwriting too, though. So.
Oh God, so funny.
I'll get it more refined, Freddie.
Yeah, I know. No, it was good. I'll give you some feedback later. Engagement. It's always about engagement. You know what I mean? It's like always stop and look at the room and see where they're at, and then and also the thing about talking is that it seems like you're talking fast, but sometimes you move as quickly as you can through the subject matter. You know what I mean? Because as you realize, the time goes really quickly, it's an hour later, but it feels like it's only been 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how that happens. So yeah, I mean, and engagement is the key. It's like bring them back in, tell a joke, compliment them on their hair. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
It's engagement's the key.
Tips from Freddie.
Yeah, tips from Freddie.
Hey, Freddie, do you want to take us out of here? Unless there's any more questions or anyone else needs help.
Oh no, we're good.
Let us know when there's a graceful ending.
No, I think now is a great time. We had a great time tonight. Everybody's into the beers now. We ate some pizza.
Great.
And the cats are fed, and they're taking naps on all the equipment. So, right? Yeah, that's Denny and that's Mama. Yeah, they're just very media savvy cats, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So we're good, guys. Have a beautiful night tonight, and we'll do this again. And that's me. Yeah. So
Thank you, Freddie, for everything. Yeah. Thanks for beaming us in. Thanks for letting us, talk to all your members and. Hopefully they had a cool experience with our product and spending and receiving Bitcoin.
Yeah, it was good. it's good, and we're gonna make it better and better and better. It's a beautiful wallet, and everybody here kind of gets it now, which is great. So we'll do it again, and we're just gonna keep what's it called? Iteration, 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 right?
Yeah, thanks, Freddie.
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys. Love ya. Ciao.
Peace.
Take care.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Beep beep beep. Bye.